Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.
So, very excited to have Mercedes Lewis on the podcast again. It's great to have you. A little different circumstances this time, but I appreciate you coming on with us.
Yeah.
How's it been for you? So you're in LA, you're still obviously working out and training. Has it been difficult to kind of navigate everything?
It's been, I wouldn't say difficult, but it's kind of frustrating. I think, obviously, like I started training maybe like 3 weeks ago, and normally my trainer, like we'll have our gym and everything and close that down. So we're like, okay, well, I'll bring my trainer to my gym in my building, close that down. And so right now, one of my business partners and a good friend of mine, his name is Dr. Pat. Dr. Pat has a PT facility / like training facility. So it's turf, weights, all that. Right now it's probably Julio Jones in there, me, Gurley, DeAndre Hopkins, and we all have like an hour and a half like slots. So we train like individually so that we're not next to each other. So we have our own slot, we get it in and get up out of there. So from that aspect, everything has worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I know Dr. Pat. Dr. Pat is legendary.
Yeah,
that's good. So I feel like everyone's kind of frustrated when it comes to that. I mean, obviously, I am not a professional athlete, but I like to get my workouts in, and it's been difficult. Are you mentally still able to navigate the off season the same way, or is there like an added pressure knowing that you might not have OTAs and you might not like start off season training with the team at the usual time?
I think obviously the outside stuff, you hear a lot of things. You don't necessarily know what to believe or how to react to them. But for me, it's just about controlling what I can control and being in the best shape as possible when it's time to go back is what I can control. And I think, if you have a growth mindset through this whole process, you'll come out on the other end flourishing. If you don't, you're going to have setbacks. So you got to be positive about it. All this extra time that you have, to strengthen your mind, your body, read, work out as much as you can, be active. You can still go walk around, how it is in LA. It's a bunch of hills. I'll go to Silver Lake, hike, do whatever. Just clear your mind. I think it's inevitable to worry about, negative things coming in your mind. But if you can kind of acknowledge them and then flush it and then get back to action, I think that's your best bet. So just controlling what I can control.
So you guys had what I considered a great season. I really liked your team all year. I felt like there was a lot of people that were very critical of you guys that kind of called you like frauds and you weren't really as good as you actually were. And to me, I'm like, I don't know. They went to the NFC Championship game. I feel like they were all right. What was it like for you guys this season? How did you feel? Obviously, you didn't make the Super Bowl. We know that. But how did you feel overall about how your season went?
Obviously, the ultimate goal when you go into the season is to get to the Super Bowl and win that thing, right? So that was the goal the whole time. The way we went about our business every day, everybody was just hard hat on, heads down. We had the right group of leaders and the young guys that followed the leaders and did what was expected of them. Obviously, we want to win every game if we can, but it didn't turn out that way. And going into that NFC Championship game, we were confident, just fell short. But being able to, do what we did with a new coach, new offense, new coordinator, and then, to have A-Rod buy in. And obviously, you're talking about the NFL. I mean, he's amazing, man. Just MVP, Super Bowl champ, all of that. But for him to buy in and kind of take what he knows and what he believes to be right and mesh it to what the coaches wanted, by the end of the year, we were rolling. And, I'm excited to get back in there. Obviously, with this situation, we're all going to be on Zoom now starting like next week. But we're excited about it. We're excited about our opportunity. And, I only got 2 or 3 more years left, so I'm trying to get one of them rings, man.
So do you feel like you guys are in a better position? Obviously, you have a relatively new coach, But you're looking at some of the teams around the league. They got new coaches, they got new coordinators, they got rookie quarterbacks coming in. A lot of guys are going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage not being able to get together with everything that's going on. So do you guys feel like you have a lot of momentum to build on, and you have a good core and chemistry, and connection to build on with, even if you won't be able to get together?
Definitely, I think that we definitely have a leg up as far as that's concerned. I think what a lot of teams are doing now, we did that last year, right? And kind of beefing up our defense. There are going to be some things that we need to address in the draft. But, we have our systems in on both sides of the ball. And after the draft, we'll be able to get guys to plug and play. And I think we'll be in good shape come camp, whenever that's going to be and however long that's going to be. We'll take advantage of it. And like I said, when you got number 12, running things back there, it's limitless, to be honest.
So you sound like you're a big fan of Aaron Rodgers personally. He gets a lot of critiques. He's a superstar, so people are going to be critical of what he does and if he doesn't win. But what is it about Aaron that everybody doesn't get?
I think the people see only what they see on TV or talk about based on his reactions to stuff that's like in the media, right? But when you're there with him every single day, it's just the way he goes about his business. He's a true professional. He's one of those that demands your best. And if you're a true competitor, you understand that and you get that. And he's definitely different on and off the field. Like off the field, he's more reserved, right? So, what do people say normally about people that are reserved? Well, he's cocky, he's this, he's that. Well, that's because, he doesn't really want to be. If he doesn't know you like that, you'll know it right away. But on the field, he's one of the best I've ever played with.
So another number 12 made a pretty big move this offseason a few weeks ago. Tom Brady going to the NFC, play for the Buccaneers. Were you surprised, or you kind of felt like with all the talk that that was going to be his move?
I thought he was going to stay. I thought he was going to stay with the Patriots. Not in a million years that I think that Tampa Bay was even on his list. But I just feel like what he's done and accomplished with the Patriots, he doesn't necessarily. He just wants to live a little bit now. I think him being able to leave and knowing that he's giving it his all. With the Patriots, he can sleep at night, and this is just a different chapter that he's turning the page. And I think for any football player or professional athlete, if you ever had the chance to win 6 Super Bowls and just be the greatest of all time, and then when you wake up in the morning and knowing that you did your best, and it's not on your shoulders, and you still have a little bit left to go give another team to try to take them to a championship, why not? So I think any athlete would trade places in a heartbeat.
Yes, probably. He's the greatest. Although you might feel differently. You might feel like Aaron is the greatest, but I won't ask you that question.
Well, here, I'll tell you this, and just talking to Aaron about it, Aaron has a tremendous amount of respect for Tom, and it's about championships at the end of the day, right? And you could be a great player but to be the greatest ever, it's about that, and it's about your pedigree and what you put down. And Aaron understands that. Now, if you're talking about just a quarterback that could do everything and make every throw and do all of that, then Aaron is my guy.
So another quarterback that's out there that is looking for a team is Cam Newton. I'm a big Cam Newton fan because I like personalities, and I also just feel like the league is really fun when Cam is out there playing at the high level. But people are very critical of Cam as well, probably a little bit for different reasons than with Aaron. But do you think that Cam can still play at a high level?
I think he still has some great football left in him. It sucks that he's dealt with, a couple of injuries towards the end of his stint with Carolina, but he still has some football to play. And, that guy's a machine. I just think he needs to be in the right situation. I can't remember when I feel like I saw there was like 4 or 5 teams that could potentially get him. I don't know if it's like the Chargers, Jags, Patriots. It's like 4 or 5 teams, but he needs to be in a situation where he can thrive, that he'll have a quarterback coach that understands how to coach a star, for one. And just being around him, he's just infectious. He's always smiling. He's just a good dude. So you don't want a dude like that to lose his joy when he still has ball left to play. So I just hope he ends up in the right situation.
So the draft is coming up in a couple weeks. When you think back to when you got drafted and what draft day was like for you, obviously it's going to be very different for, the first round guys this year, not being able to go up there with Goodell and get the hat at the jersey and everything. But what was draft day like for you?
Draft day was fun for me. I got invited to go to New York for it, but I wanted my family around, so I just rented out the Lowe's Hotel, and then we all chilled in Santa Monica and did our thing there. I ended up going. I was projected to go mid first round. I ended up going like 27, 28 at the end of the first round. But I was anxious. My mind wasn't how it is now as far as like being able to control what I can control. So I was anxious. I mean, obviously you got your family there and, they make it worse, right? Like you can't relax and your agent is there in your face with the phone. I'm like, bro, like. So, I mean, I just remember being there, and I felt like I think I got drafted at 1:30 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, I always remember that. It was somewhere around there. And once I got drafted, I left everybody. Everybody was crying. I left. I went home to kind of decompress a little bit. And maybe like an hour later, Maurice Jones-Drew got drafted right after me. And, we both at UCLA, and we both got drafted to Jacksonville. So I think him and I being drafted to the same team, coming from the same college, that's something I'll never forget because we were able to go through the whole rookie experience together. And that made it easier for both of us. So, it's definitely a time where you got to relax and understand that, everything that you could have done to get you to that point, you've already done it. There's nothing you could do right then and there, whether you're at the draft or in that hotel room. Just relax and let God do his work.
So that said, things are going to be a little different for these prospects this year because they're not going to do the pro days and the meetings that they usually have, and everything's going to be like this. So what advice would you give these guys who are going to be doing like Zoom meetings and FaceTime calls with teams? Like if you had to do that, could you imagine like having to do that as a prospect?
That's going to be tough. I think not have a house full of people. Because I think whenever you do that, I mean, your levels. I guess it just depends on where you're getting drafted at, right? If you're a guy that's like top 10 and you know it, it's different. But if you're a guy that like could be a guy that's like bottom of the first going into the second, like third round, like it's gonna be a little different. So have your close friends and family around you. It's gonna be a weird time because we're quarantining anyway. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be interesting, but I don't know. That's hard. That's a hard one.
Yeah, I feel for them right now. The NFL just expanded the playoffs to add an extra wild card for each conference. Do you like that move?
I mean, I guess it's cool for the teams that are going to be in the bottom half.
But that's not going to be you guys.
Yeah, that sucks because it takes away a bye. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you have to be the number 1 seed to get a bye. And I remember playing this year, and we were going like towards the end stretch, and it was like, man, had we had won that game against Philly, because that was our if that NFC game right there was a pivotal point going into the end where we were like the second seed instead of the first seed, and we ended up losing that game like 36 to like 31 or 30, something like that. So for the teams that are going to be competing at the top, it's going to be a dogfight. But then the teams that are in the bottom half is kind of like, oh yes, like I made it. So I guess it's good for those teams, but losing that bye that's different. That's going to be different.
Yeah, that bye is rough. But like you said, it makes the regular season really interesting for the teams at the top. So I do like that. All right, before we let you go, are you watching anything? Are you doing anything in quarantine a little different? I know everybody's watching Tiger King. I'm in the middle of that.
I've watched So I've watched Prison Break. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the 4th season of Prison Break right now. And then Snowfall. Have you ever seen that?
I love Snowfall.
Listen,
Snowfall is tight.
Snowfall is ridiculous.
It is.
And they're coming out with a new season. They just don't know when they're dropping it. Sometime soon. And then I was just talking to Dr. Pat, and he was saying that we need to check out 000, and it's on Amazon Prime. And it's like he said, if you think Snowfall is lit, this is Snowfall on steroids. It's called 000 on Amazon Prime or something like that. So I'm gonna start watching that.
Okay, I haven't heard of that. I'll check that one out too.
Yeah.
So you didn't watch Tiger King yet?
Man, I started watching like the first episode, and after that, I was like, I'm turning this off. But I heard like once you get past like 2 or 3, I was just talking to Devontae about that. Adams, he hit me up last night on FaceTime like, yeah, man, you just got to get past like 1 or 2, and then it gets way more interesting after that.
It's a lot of setup in the beginning, but it's wild. Did you watch Love is Blind?
Nah.
Oh,
my mom be watching that. I haven't watched it.
I'm telling you.
I might watch it.
So I was quarantined with my brother a few weeks ago, and
tell him I said what's up. That's dope.
Oh well, and he was the same way. He was like, nah, like this is whack. I don't watch this. I was like, I don't either. Like I don't watch Bachelorette or none of that. But my friends could tell me to watch it, and I was like, yeah, let's just watch it. Like, it's easy. Ain't nothing to think about.
Yeah.
Once you get past the first 20 minutes where you're, like, trying to figure out everything that's going on, it is crazy. Like, it's so good. And it's not a lot, like, hard to watch, and it's only, like, 11 episodes, but it's good.
All right, I'm going to check it out then.
All right, so 000, and you got to watch Love is Blind.
All right, got you.
All right, well, stay safe. Good luck next year. Glad you're going to be back with the Packers, and hopefully we'll talk to you again before the season starts.
Yeah, for sure. I'll holler at you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.